Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up in their names, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone wants to know how to get ahead in life. They don't want to sacrifice. There's only two things that you can do to get ahead in life. Make more money or decrease spending. Everyone is going to say the first. They all want to make more money. You make more money, you have the same habits. You're going to lose this race. You're going to lose this race because let's say you get $1 million today. What would you do with it? You see, for me, $1 million doesn't change my life. I'll still have the same lifestyle. Everything would be absolutely the same. Absolutely the same. Nothing at all changes with an extra $1 million. But for you, maybe the first thing you do is buy a nice car. The next thing you do is buy a nice house, not paid off, but maybe with a 20, even 30% down because you want to put a little extra. Maybe you quit your job or you decide to stay, but you have this perkiness to you now. Like, ooh, I've made it. I don't need to listen to anyone, right? And then you maybe go on a nice vacation, but not just with yourself because solo trips are boring. You might bring just one person along. Let's be conservative. You bring one person along with you to enjoy the finer things in life. Maybe you go to France. You decide you'll stay 5 days. No big deal. Once you return, you move in, you furnish this lovely home of yours, and then you drive this. 50,000 would be modest, and that's what the average person is driving these days. You're driving a $100, maybe $90,000 vehicle. Nothing too crazy. 90,000 is definitely modest for someone who just stepped into $1 million. And we're going to assume you don't have to pay taxes on this money because most people don't think about the taxes, and I would hope that the taxes were already covered. You have this $3,000 mortgage. Is it $3,000? Yeah, let's say $3,000 mortgage. Assuming the house is around $470,000 to $560,000. 30% down on that is going to be roughly $180,000 to roughly $200,000. You got your $100,000 car. You took your $20,000 to $25,000 trip. All in, you're roughly around, let's say, $400,000. You got $600,000 remaining. You decide to get into investing. You invest $100K. You save $100K. You have $400K. Now you decide, I'm going to pay off my credit card debt. The average person in America today is going to have about $36,000 in credit card debt, another $42,000 in student loans. That's roughly $80,000, give or take. That's gone, leaving you with, let's say, $360 or so. Maybe my math is wrong. Let's say $320. Okay? You give money to family. Let's say you cap the money giving. Depends on how big your family is. Everybody wants to take care of mom or maybe dad, depending on, the dynamic. Let's say you cap it at $80,000, leaving you with a good $200. All right? House isn't paid off. Car, let's assume, is paid off. You don't have enough to pay off the house anymore. But you have $200K, you have a little nest egg. You're going to go out to eat, you're going to go out to spend, you're going to live life, and you still haven't furnished the home. A $500,000 house probably takes about $50,000 to furnish, give or take, leaving you with about $150 in savings. Okay? Giving 10%, give or take, not including any maintenance, repair costs, or anything like that. And just the loan for the year is going to run you about another $40,000 just for the year itself. Now, granted, you kept your job, you're still working, so you shouldn't have any issues with that, and you'll probably only spend maybe 10 grand out of that. But how do you sustain yourself moving forward? How do you sustain yourself moving forward? Would I have done those same things? Absolutely not. In fact, the majority of it would have just gone to the stock market for me. Knowing what I'm able to do in the stock market, which has garnered me roughly 28% returns annually, uh, I see things differently. You see, how do you use money? How do you um, manage money? How do you make it work for you? Is effectively what I'm getting at. People only look at how to spend rather than not only how to save, but how to invest wisely and properly. And so when I ask you, what would you do with $1 million? That's a valid question because most people are already so used to simply spending on the high end. They're not used to saving. They're not used to budgeting. They're not used to decreasing expenses that they don't know what it's like to minimize the lifestyle and truly get ahead, because $1 million is just a good start. It's just a good start in getting ahead, but it is not truly what it takes to be financially free and successful. Money without mindset is nothing. Um, and so that broke mindset, in order to truly get away from that, in order to truly eradicate that, it takes you learning how to decrease things that are of no need to you. Is having a healthy respect for money, a healthy respect for finance, a healthy respect for your time that you work for in order to achieve this to begin with, and then say, you know what, I'm going to start to utilize things differently because I no longer want to live this way. Anyone who tells me that they want different for themselves but continues to do the same things that don't allow them to get ahead doesn't truly mean what they say, because their actions do not match the habits in which they are not trying to break. And that's another thing. The habits that are built are so strong that it truly negates a lot of people from being able to get ahead, whether it's gambling, addictions, whether it's the inability to cook and just always eating out, or the inability to say no, so you say yes to everything, every sales pitch, every person, every item that is advertised to you, whether on YouTube, Amazon, or in person, or online, or on TV. You just got to have it, but it sits there and does nothing for you. So I say all that to say, you have to understand what is truly important. What do you value that you're putting time into that is going to allow you to then be the best version of yourself long term? What is going to actually benefit your life long term to where it makes sense for you to acknowledge that type of purchase? If you're just buying things with the idea or with the understanding that, oh, it's a one-time use, then what does that cost to you? If you earn $4,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $1,000 a month, buying this ring or this watch for 10% of what you earn in a month, that is roughly 2 days of work. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? Would you sacrifice 2 days of work for that watch? Think about it in that context and then tell me, would you still move forward with that purchase? These are the things that people don't think about before they go ahead and do something, because they don't value not only their money, but they don't value themselves. You see, I must value my money, so I also value myself, and I have a healthy respect for both, starting with me, my time, my money. Where is that going? Who's going to tell me to spend that but me? No one. And so when I look at how I'm going to navigate life and how I'm going to do things, I look at where is my time and how am I using it. And that's why I cannot take a job that pays me less than what I am qualified to earn or what I believe I am worth, because I understand that my time is more valuable. I'd rather do nothing. I can retire today. I'd rather do nothing than work for less. That is the mindset that I have. But it doesn't mean that I would not do a certain job if it paid me the right amount of money. No, I would absolutely take. I know people who would never touch a restaurant job. I know people who would never touch a home health aide job. If that job paid me what I required them to pay me, I would absolutely do those things. It would take a lot for me. It would take a lot for me. My mom ran a daycare for 11 years. Wiping baby shit is a lot different than wiping adult shit, right? It would take a lot for me to go ahead and do that. But I promise you, for the right price, I can do whatever is need to be done. Because as long as my time is valued and respected to the point where I am earning what I believe I am due to earn, all I'm doing is taking care of another human being. Now I'm just being adequately compensated for that. You see, people's mindsets are, oh, I'm not going to do that no matter what, and they're broke. There's a difference between being rich enough to say no and not need it regardless, and just being someone who is broke and still prideful. That's bonkers to me. You got responsibilities. Take care of that. You understand? And so that broke mindset limits so many people, because I want to make more money. I want to own more businesses. I want to do all these things, but you don't know the first thing in how to save. You don't have a savings, but you want a business. You're looking for the next burst of income to change your life because you don't know how to save money. You're looking for the next $2,000, $4,000, $5,000. Your tax returns come, gone, out the door. You're always going to be in need of something. But God will provide. No, God will not provide. God helps those who help themselves, and you are not helping yourself. You are not helping yourself. You understand? They say, oh, you're lucky. You're lucky you were able to buy a house during the pandemic. You're lucky you were able to get properties at low interest rates. You're lucky you were able to learn about the stock market and actually be interested in it. No, I was knowledgeable enough to save money so that I was able to invest when an opportunity presented itself. You're not lucky when you wait 10, 12, 15 months and sit on that cash and say, oh, here's the opportunity, let's go. I got tens of thousands on the sidelines right now. Let an opportunity come my way. That's not luck, that's preparation. And when preparation meets opportunity, there's success. There's success. I've been waiting. I've been holding on to that. I could make a whole lot more money in the stock market. Just put it in the stock market. But no, I got it in. I got it waiting for the right opportunity to present itself. And one will surely come. Just like 2008, just like 2020 and 2021. One will surely come. An opportunity will present itself, and I will be ready. It's not called luck. It's called preparation. You have to be prepared, not only mentally, physically, spiritually. You got to be prepared to fight these battles once it comes your way. I'm prepared for a recession. I'm prepared for job loss. I'm prepared for any heat wave to come my way. I'm prepared if my home was to crash and burn today. I'm prepared. I do not allow myself to falter. I don't need to ask somebody for a place to stay if this thing were to come crashing down. I'd be in a hotel for 2, 3, 4 months. That's okay. You got to prepare yourself. You're not ready for $1 million. You're not ready for $200,000. You're not. You're not. Because the way you use money now, God won't let you get that type of money. Because he already knows what you're going to do with it. You're going to destroy it. You're not ready. Every time I thought I was ready for some money, my first time I got stopped from achieving more money was I believe it was $20,000 or $30,000. I hit a wall. Every time I would hit $20,000 or $30,000, I would spend money, clothes, laptop, gadgets, different stuff. I couldn't get past that number. Then I bought a house. Boom, back at zero. I get to 30,000 again, buy another house, back at zero. Build it up, furnishing the house at 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. I was like, damn, I am not getting past that $30,000 mark. And then one day I just said, I got to start saving 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 35, 40, 50, 60. You just keep climbing, and now I'm not putting a mental ceiling on my money. I'm not doing it because I think I got capped at 50, and then I said I'm going to break through again. Sometimes you got to break through. A lot of you are stuck at $1,000. You get $1,000 in your account, you got to spend it. Some of you are stuck at 5,000. You get 5,000 in your account, gotta go. You don't got a savings, you don't got an investment. It's 5,000, you see it. The first thing that goes into your mind is the same thing that went into mine. How do I spend this money? As soon as you see money that is more than what you are used to, how do I spend it? That's the first thing that comes to mind, right? Give me a thumbs up if that's the first thing that comes to mind. I started to think, I don't need to spend this money. I need more of it. Because then the goal is bigger. Then everything just continues to grow. 5,000 became 10. And then everything that I wanted at 5,000, I no longer want. Can you imagine that? 50,000 became 100. Everything I wanted at 50,000, I no longer want. I no longer want it. Turns out, when you have more money, the need for something that is worth half of what you have is no longer important. I'd rather have 100K than go back down to 50. And it's so crazy, that switch up is so crazy, but it makes perfect sense. What do you need? What do you value? What is worth your time? What is your healthy respect for money? This is why so many people are broke, because they are still trying to increase. They don't even know how to decrease their lifestyle in order to get what they need. You see, you decrease the lifestyle, increase the income, buy nothing. And when you buy nothing for a year, do it again. And you buy nothing for 2 years, and then tell me what it is that you still want to buy. You're going to want some things, but it will be completely different than what you're accustomed to. It will be completely different. You will transform the way you think completely. And I can't wait to hear about it. Hit the like button. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know I post on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify for podcasters. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Peace.